If you've ever thought about starting a blog and then Googled how to write a blog and got totally lost and confused by all the guides, how-tos, and these long checklists telling you how to just write content, then this is the video for you. We're gonna make it super simple today. In today's digital world, blogging has become somewhat of an art and a science. Because of all those confusing guides that exist today, and because of Google's ever-changing algorithm, it's very easy to feel lost, confused, and don't really know where to start when it comes to blogging. So in this video, we're gonna make it super simple and go through each of the steps of the process in plain English. And we're gonna show you how to use AI to help either speed up the process or make it a little bit easier. And if you have any questions, please feel free to drop them as a comment below. But first, a quick bit of background. Now before we get started, let's get ourselves in the right headspace and think about what makes a good blog post. A good blog post is just like a good movie, right? It gets your attention, it engages you, it gets you wanting to read more, and at some point you get so invested in it, you have to watch or read to the very end. And the way to do that with content writing or with blog writing is to be consistently delivering value at every part of the blog, right? Think of it as your story. And so just like it takes Hollywood a lot of time and energy to create a script, produce a movie, edit it, and get it out, just knowing the steps before writing a blog post is really going to make this a more efficient process. If you know the steps, you can make sure that you don't miss any and that you're crafting a piece of content that users are going to want to read. So whether you're just starting your blog and wanting to get that first post out, or you're a seasoned writer looking to make sure that you're using the best AI tools available, this video is going to be perfect for you. And with that, let's jump into the steps. With number one being understanding your audience. Before you start writing any content, you have to know who you're writing it for. Identifying who your target reader is going to help you craft a story that's going to resonate with them. It's no different than putting directions into Google Maps before you start driving somewhere. And here go some key questions you want to ask yourself to help identify that audience. What age group are they in? Where are they located? What's their profession or their job title? What challenges do they face, either in their personal life or in their business world? What do they do in their free time? What matters the most to them? What type of content do they like to consume? And if they have a question, where do they turn to for answers? By answering all those questions and writing them out, you should have a much better idea of who your audience is and what content you need to create that's going to resonate with them. Number two, brainstorm a few ideas. Once you have a better picture of who your audience is, it's time to start thinking about the content you want to create for them. Understanding what your relationship is with the audience is going to help you craft thoughtful pieces that they're going to want to read. But don't think you have to totally reinvent the wheel here. If you already have a blog, you can look back at some of your most successful posts, or you can take a look at some of your competitors' posts and see what they're doing. You can even go a layer deeper and spy on them using tools like Ahrefs, SEMrush, or any other SEO tool out there to see what content they're creating, how it's ranking, and then use that to brainstorm a few ideas off of it. A few other tools you're going to look at are going to be Google Search Console, Google Trends, Answer the Public. These are going to help show you the search volume and the search queries for what users are looking for. And if you're still struggling to find a few topics, platforms like Quora or Reddit are a great place where people are asking questions to the public, and you can go in and collect those questions and start thinking about how you're going to answer those in your new content. And bonus tip, you can use AI to help you here. At WriteSonic, we have a tool called ChatSonic where you can type in who you are, who's your audience, and ask it for blog topics and titles that it thinks is going to resonate with your audience. That is probably one of the fastest ways to come up with some fresh ideas. Next is going to be the first part of research you want to do. Now that you have the topic, you have to know which keywords that you want to target. So the tools I mentioned earlier are great for identifying the types of keywords you want to target, what the search volume is behind those, and how difficult it is to rank for that query. Now those three topics are pretty advanced, and so I don't want to scare you away from creating content. The goal is to just get started. But if you do want us to do a deep dive on that, comment SEO strategy below and we'll make a video just for you. Next up is another advanced tactic that I've got to mention, but don't worry about it too much just yet. It's called search intent. Search intent is when Google analyzes what a user is typing into search, understands the context of the reason why they're searching it, and adjusts its results accordingly. Now there's four types of search intents: informational, navigational, transactional, and commercial. Informational is going to be when a user is looking for more information about a topic. Navigational is when a user is trying to locate a specific page. Transactional is going to be when a user is trying to make a purchase or complete an online action. And commercial is when the user is in that research phase. They're trying to get more information about a product before making a purchase. Now for blogging, our primary focus here is going to be top of funnel type awareness. So our goal is to target that informational intent. This is where a user is looking for answers to their problem. It's going to be information, guides, how-tos, and content kind of in that arena. Next is a little bit more research about the topic. So we have the topic and the keywords we want to target and the search intent, right? What users are looking to get out of this article. Now before we create an outline, we need to do a little bit of research of what we want to include in this article. So go ahead and Google a similar title or a similar question that you are looking to answer into Google and see what comes up. And then what I do, Go through those top 10 articles and pull together some information that you want to include into yours. For me, I find that being a great researcher lends you to be an even better writer, because now you're getting a wide mix of different articles and opinions, and you can use that to create your own unique opinion on that topic. Next up is creating that outline. Here we're going to take all that research you have and compile it into an easy to follow outline that you can use when you're writing your content. This will have the introduction, the conclusion, and all the meat in the middle. Now it's okay if you deviate from this slightly when you're writing your content, but the outline's there to make sure that you don't accidentally leave something out. Next is understanding your brand voice. This is going to help set your content apart from all the competitors out there. If earlier we were talking about comparing your blog post to a movie, this is like picking which director you want to produce your film, right? Christopher Nolan is going to have a way different style than Quentin Tarantino and anyone else you pick. So that's why finding your brand voice really matters. And understanding your relationship with your users is going to help refine this. Are you going to be professional, funny, charismatic, engaging, enthusiastic, inspiring? These are all attributes that you can use to help shape what your brand voice looks like. And to show you how AI can help simplify this process, if that sounded super confusing, if you already have existing content that you want to mirror, you can use a tool like Brand Voice to help you get there. Or if you are starting totally from scratch, you can use a tool like ChatSonic to help create that brand voice for you by just answering a few questions. Alright, so we already have a few videos out there on how to create your brand voice within Writesonic, but let's go through those two options I mentioned earlier just to show you how quick and easy it is. So first we'll start with if you already have some existing content. I'm going to grab this URL and sign on in. And again, this is if you already have some existing content. I'm going to go over to Brand Voice. I'm going to create a new voice. I'm going to train it from a link, and I'm going to put this in right here. Now, if you had Word documents, PDFs, ebooks, or anything else, this is where you can also add them. But for now, I'll just use the website as an example. So then I will click Analyze. And what it's doing is it's getting a sense for our brand tone. It's using all the words on the page to help summarize what it thinks this brand voice is. And here we go. Wow, I absolutely love this description. So from here, I would go ahead and put in Writesonic website, copy. So that way, if I'm creating new web pages, I can always use this brand voice. Now, if you wanted to create different brand voices for your email, your landing pages, your blog posts, your social media, you can create as many as you want and then store them and save them and just label them so you know which ones that you're going to be using. The last step is just to click Create Voice, and there you go. And I'll show you later, but you can actually reference this in the Article Writer 5.0 when you're creating content as well. Now, the other way is to use ChatSonic, our AI tool that can help get you a brand voice if you're not really starting with much content to go from. So in that scenario, I'm going to go over to ChatSonic. I'm going to go to the prompt library, and I'm going to search by voice. Discover your brand voice. Let's use this template. So now here at the bottom, I just have to answer these 4 simple questions. So let's go with Writesonic, AI content creation. And let's say our audience is social media and content creators. And for this last one, let's put in a trusted and friendly source of information. Perfect. Then I'm just going to hit enter or click this button, and it's going to create a brand voice right there for me. This is so cool. Not only is it telling you how to act when writing for this brand, but it's also giving you examples. That's going to make it easier to replicate going forward, whether that's you creating the content, a content writer that you hire, or an AI tool that you're using. Now the goal is save this, bookmark it, keep it close by so that anybody writing for the brand now has guidance on how to write for the brand. Trust me, every experienced copywriter is going to thank and love you for having this. Alright, back to the steps. Next is going to be creating the perfect headline. Your headline is going to be one of the first things that your readers and the search engine is going to see before they read your article. This needs to attract them, engage them, and get them thinking that I have to read this, right? I have to know what this article has in store. Now, whether a user clicks on your article or not, that's going to be called the click-through rate. If 10 people see the article and 10 people click on it, then you have a click-through rate of 100%. But if only one clicks on it, then you have a click-through rate of 10%. Next is actually writing the article. So carve some time out in your calendar, get in the right headspace or the right creative flow to really let yourself go, and just start writing. Have your outline close by to keep you within those guardrails, but really the first draft is just about getting everything out there into the doc or onto paper. From there, refine, and get it to a point where there is no fluff on it. It's only value. Bonus tip, if you work at a company or if you have a few friends and peers, ask them to give it a quick review before you go any further. Next is going to be images and assets. So if you only have a lot of text throughout the entire post, it's going to get kind of boring and a little redundant. And images or video or GIF GIFs, that's going to be a great way to break up that content and provide a visual aid to your users in case you're explaining something that could use a visual aid. Not only does this help break up the content, but it makes it a little bit easier on the eyes and a little bit more engaging for the reader. And alright, we only have a few more steps left. The next one is going to be link optimization. Now this has a lot of SEO benefits here. First, we'll cover external linking. That's going to be providing links and resources to content that you use to help create this article that aren't related to your website. So what you're doing is saying to the user, hey, this is a common opinion that's held, and if you want more information from the source, go check it out over here. This can make your content seem more credible and actually can help start building a relationship with that publisher about backlinks and exchanging links in the future. More on that in another video. And then there's internal linking, which is going to be linking blog posts and other content on your website onto this article itself. So if you have related blog posts or related products and services, you can start linking those into your articles so that users can explore those as well. And honestly, the more internal links you can add to your content, the better. So go through your content and see where you can insert a link that would add value to the user. Next are some final SEO optimizations. We'll start with your title tag. Now that probably is going to be the headline of your article, so not too much to talk about there other than make sure it's optimized for the keywords you're targeting. Next is going to be the meta description, which shows up right underneath the title tag in search engines. This is where you can provide additional information about what the article is and why the user should read it. And another thing to mention is going to be adding alt text to all of your images. This is going to help search engines and users with visual impairments understand what the image or the asset is. Alrighty, you should have all of your bases covered, so the last thing to do here is publish it. But before you do, give that one more proofread, run it through Grammarly or a similar tool like that to make sure that there are no errors to be found so that you can confidently hit that publish button and get it out to the world. And once it's out, be sure to promote it. That should go on your social media channels, be sent out to your email list, texted to friends, dropped into Slack channels, posted in Facebook groups, and just about anywhere that you think users are going to find this valuable. Now, another way to use AI to help you in this process and be more efficient is to use a tool like Article Writer to help get you most of the way there. Oftentimes, we are way better editors than we are writers, and so using a tool like Article Writer is going to help get your article most of the way there for you. And the best part is that the brand voice that we helped create in the beginning, that's built into the Article Writer 5.0, so it already knows how to write in your brand voice. So let's go through a quick demo of how to use that tool. Okay, great. So now we already have a few videos going through the Article Writer in depth, but let me give you a quick demo just so you can see how quick and easy it really is. So I'm logged into Writesonic and I'm going to go to this first one, Article Writer 5.0. And let's say we want to talk about top movies of 2023. We'll hit search articles and it's going to give us the top ranked articles already in Google. So here we go. We can select the ones that we like. If we want to read any of these, I can just click this title. It's going to open it in a new tab for me. I'm going to head back, click a few more. And if I wanted to add my own content, I could just upload it right here. I'm going to hit the next button. Now we have our topic, all of the reference articles, any additional information that we want to include, and our brand voice, which if I go back to, boom, I'll hit website copy. Additionally, you can add in keywords that you want to target. You can change the quality type if you'd like to. I say let's go with superior for today. And you can change the language, which we support over 25 languages. It is super simple. That's it. From there, I'm just going to click Generate Article. I'm going to approve these credits, and let's go. Sweet. Remember how important we said images are? It's already going to give you one. And so once you have your article, you can copy and paste it, you can download it as a Word doc, you can download it as a PDF. However you want to take this and move it into the Sonic editor or into a Google Doc, whatever the next step of your process looks like, it is super simple. And then you just run through your remaining steps in the checklist and you're good to go from there. And there you have it. Everything from coming up with an idea to creating that magnetic headline to hitting publish and then promoting your article. Hopefully you found this guide super helpful in getting you from A to Z. Again, if you have any questions, leave them as a comment below and we'll make sure to get back to you as soon as we can. And if you want to chat with other marketers and content creators who are talking about this every single day, go ahead and join the 12,000+ people who are in our Discord channel. And I'll put a link to that in the description below as well. And last thing, if you like this kind of content and don't want to get left behind in this fast-paced world of AI, definitely subscribe to the channel because we have a lot more videos coming out soon and I wouldn't want you to miss those. And with that, I will see you on the next video.